You're live. Welcome to our Seniors Real Estate and Services video series. I'm Sandra Roman. I'm a real estate agent with Keller Williams. And today I'm with my friend Denise. Hi, Denise. How are you?
Hi, good. How you doing?
Perfect.
Good. I'm Denise Lanzarone. I'm also a real estate agent with Keller Williams. I am also a senior real estate specialist. I have a designation in that. I have a background in working with seniors in healthcare also. We are here with our series. We're continuing our series. We started this up in the fall, and now we're continuing it again.
Second part. Again.
Part two.
Part or second season.
Second season. Oh, that's right. There we
Season
go.
number 2.
We are just want to educate the public, get information out there about what services are available for seniors. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
How do they find you?
Denise Lanzarone.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, Instagram and Facebook. So so tonight the series is going to continue with some guests, and each week we're going to talk about a different subject that's related to seniors. Tonight it's just going to be the two of us, and we are discussing the challenges of selling your home after 60.
Yes, and today we're live. We're broadcasting live in my YouTube channel. You can find it at Sandra Roman Real Estate. If you are watching us on YouTube, click to the bell, ring the bell, follow us, subscribe to my channel, leave us your comment, and share this information. We are live on Denise Facebook page, and on my Facebook page, you find me as Sandra Roman Real Estate. The same if you're watching us on Facebook, please like, share, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. If you have any questions today and you're watching us live, leave us a comment. We can see every comment you leave. And if you are not with us right now live and you have questions, we're going to leave a link where you can just write your name and your contact information. We can contact you back and we can send you what, Denise?
We can send you a manual with
Yes.
all of the information that we're presenting, contact information for anyone that comes on the show, and our contact information, obviously. And then so you'll have all that information. It's just, we're just trying to help out the community and get information out there. That's the purpose of this.
Yeah. We're going to have that information, and the link it's going to be in the description box in any channel or any Facebook page that you are watching. Today, we're going to start our series with the challenges of selling your home after 60, or if you're a senior, of course, after 60. What are the challenges if you are a caregiver and or you are you have a senior parent and you have the responsibility now to sell that house? What are going to be the challenges? We're going to talk about that today, and we're going to start, Denise, with the reasons why a person that is 60, more than 60, is selling their home.
Well, there's a lot of reasons why someone might want to sell their home at this age. They might want to downsize. Maybe the house is too big now. There's nobody there. They have a big house with a lot of bedrooms.
Or like you want to go live closer to the grandkids, and maybe you're moving.
Yes, exactly. Relocating closer to family. Freedom from your home maintenance. Maybe you want to go to a condo so you don't have to worry about mowing the lawn, things like that.
And the snow removal too. Sometimes the houses get too big and too complicated to keep up with the maintenance and with all the things that people have to do, so they have to sell
Exactly.
the house. Other reasons, maybe it's a parent, it's having health
Issues.
issues.
Yeah.
What
Yep.
are what other reasons can you think of?
Well, sometimes, you know, you might have a mom or dad who's having
Mhm.
trouble getting around their house, or maybe is not safe being home by themselves anymore. So changes in their health could could be one of the reasons that you need to sell a home for a senior. So that's some of the reasons. We are going
And
to talk about some of the challenges that we face
exactly.
when someone contacts us to sell their house. And
The first one that we have, one of the challenges is usually when a senior or a person that it's 60 and more decide to move. Usually it's a lot of people that it's involved. It's other family members, it's a adult child, or is someone else. It's, if it's a couple, it's the husband and the wife deciding to downsize or to move, and it gets a little complicated and it gets a little challenging to decide what to do. And what happens there? Tell me.
so yeah, like Sandra said, there's a could be a lot of people involved if the senior needs more help. But and it's a difficult time for them. Maybe they are being forced to move. Maybe they, have family out of state, things like that. They may be moving to assisted living or senior apartment complex, something
Yeah,
like that.
it's a difficult decision because you get really attached to your home.
Of course. And so the big thing is that what we do is we always consult with our sellers, and especially with seniors, you have to be sensitive to all of these feelings that they have. Questions we would ask them about is their future plans, what are their feelings, what do they want. Sometimes it's difficult to say in front of adult children. Um,
Hmm.
what are their special needs? How do they like to communicate? Who's in the family is involved in the decision making, if anyone at all?
Who's going to be the contact
Yeah, who's
person too?
right? If they're not going to be their own contact person, who do we contact? What are their financial options? Is it an option for them to stay in their home, get home care, do a
Hmm.
reverse mortgage if they need money? Um, these are all things that we would discuss with the potential seller on our first consultation to find out exactly what's going on. And, we would, so that it would give us an understanding of their health, of their needs and their capabilities and their health.
And
But
who else is going to be doing the decisions with them? Because that's when the conflict can come up. Because the seniors may want something, the child adult may think something different,
yeah,
and we are in between.
exactly. So we like to get everything out in the open right from the beginning, and on our first consultation. Then when another one of the challenges could be is viewing and showing properties. Maybe the person needs a walker or needs a wheelchair, and
Hmm.
all of these homes are not accessible, things like that. So we are trained to help with that as well. Um, it's also a big emotional impact that is on the seniors and the family when something like this happens. I mean, we can also help people that just want to move to a condo, and then there's
Exactly.
none of these problems really. But there's some of the things that we encounter. So some things, challenges to think about when selling your home as a
After
senior.
60. After you decide to sell your home, of course, are you have already the decision to move. The
Right.
next challenge is to prep the
Declutter the
house,
house.
declutter the house. You've been living in the house for, I don't know, what, 40, 50
Yeah,
years?
some people are in the houses 50, 60 years, and they've collected a lot of things and a lot of memories. And
Exactly. I've been here
that's,
4 years and
yeah, it's difficult. That's difficult as well. So they look around the house and they say, well, how am I ever going to get rid of all this stuff?
exactly. They
And
can donate, they can make
yeah,
a tax sale, they can do state sales.
yeah. So we have many resources
Yeah.
that can help. We have people that do, like Sandra said, that do tag sales, donations, clean outs. We have people that just will come in and clean everything out. But we also have senior movers. We have contact with senior movers that will go in your house and assess what what can be donated, what can be sold in a tag sale, what should be thrown out. And they'll work with you and do all of that. They'll even pack you up and recommend movers and things like that. So there are a lot of resources out there to help. There are people that do just organizing. If you want somebody to come
Yeah.
in and just organize your belongings so it's easier for you to move, we know people that do that as well. So
So don't worry about that challenge. We can
right,
fix it.
exactly. And
What is there something else that we need to talk about? That challenge of decluttering the house that I'm forgetting?
well, when the house gets listed, don't assume that every aspect of your home has to be picture perfect. People understand, buyers come in, they understand that you live there. I mean, I don't know how many sellers ask me, should I take all my family photos down? No, you're living there. That's your house. And I don't feel that that's something that you have to do. But anyway, so there's a lot of things, questions about what you need to do to sell. Decluttering. We know what buyers are looking at and what their priorities are when they look at a house. And we can also tell you, is it essential to update your flooring? Should you paint your walls? Should you replace your appliances? Should I redo my kitchen? So many questions that people ask. So we know the market and we know what people that are out there that are looking and what they're looking for, and can advise you in all of
Yeah,
those
because
areas.
sometimes they people get really anxious and they think they have to redo the kitchen, for example, and that's not really the case. The person that's going to buy the house, they're going to redo the kitchen anyway because it's not going to be the way they want it. So
Yeah,
sometimes there are things that you don't need to do to sell your house because
exactly.
it's not necessary, like
Yeah,
the kitchen,
yeah.
right? And then we have other challenges like the legal concerns. Like, for example, the house that you just had in Pacho. Remember that you were telling me about that one?
Yeah, so some of the legal concerns well, that's when somebody passes away.
Oh, okay. So that's a
And
different
then
scenario,
a
but
different scenario when the family, well, it could be somebody on here that has family that's older or has just recently passed. But
exactly.
they, if the house has to go to the courts into the paperwork has to go into probate to prove who is the executor on the will, who is legally allowed to sell the property, and that can take months. If there's no will, it could take up to a year. And the courts take a portion of the sale. They take 10% of the
Hmm.
proceeds. So that's, I have a seller right now. That's the situation. I mean, we're just waiting a few months, but I personally had a better experience when my dad passed. Is that my brother and I had sat down with my dad years before and decided to put the house in all three of our names, so
Hmm.
that when he did pass, there was no probate, there was no court to be involved at all because
Mm-hmm.
the deed was in all three of our names. So it just passed to us and we could sell the house right
Yeah.
away, and just had to show his death certificate. And it was a much easier process. So these are all things
Are gonna come up when you want to sell your house, right?
that could come up when you want to sell your house. And it's always a good idea to be prepared. We're
It's
going to
always good to do the other one, that the legal, what's the I
the
I
trust.
forgot, when you put one person in charge, or if there's multiple family members, there's one person legally in charge of taking care of the state.
So you can have a administrator, which is,
Exactly.
but that's a court appointed estate executor. You can appoint someone in your family to take care of things. Um, so there's things, living trust, and that can be prepared before power of
Power
attorney.
of attorney. Thank you, Diane. Saludos. Thank you.
Yes,
Power of attorney.
power of
That's the
attorney.
word I was trying to find.
Yes. Um, but we are gonna, I mean, we're not attorneys. We're just, talking about this in a general fashion,
Yes.
and are gonna have an attorney, an elder law attorney on our show in the weeks to come that will discuss this more in
Or in
further.
season number 3, it all depends. Stay tuned.
Yes. So that's just some of the challenges that you
Challenges.
could find.
We're going to talk in general about the challenges. There are some topics that we're going to be, talking about more in depth with a person that it's obviously very prepared to talk about those
Exactly.
topics.
Exactly.
And the other challenge is the costs of selling the home.
Right.
Sometimes people think they don't have to pay anything when they are selling the home, and that's not usually true. There are some costs. For example, if there are some little fixes that they need to do, that's some money they need to have, or they need to invest to sell their home. What other costs are there, Denise?
So there is capital gains,
Yeah.
that taxes that can be incurred. Um, they
Yeah,
are,
because if you've been living in the same house for 40, 50 years, you maybe bought the house for what, $100,000, and now the house is 600.
yeah. So the capital gain is the difference between the adjusted basis, purchase price improvements, transaction costs, and depreciation, and the current sales price. So if you bought the house, like you said, well, I'll take my house for example. We
Mm-hmm.
bought this house 40 years ago for $60,000. Um,
60,000, really?
yeah,
Ooh.
and now it's worth a heck of a lot more than that. But so if it's your primary residence and you're a single person, up to $250,000 you are not taxed on. If you're a couple, it's up to $500,000 capital gain. So that's what you're gaining. um, so it's up to $500,000 for a couple. So that's something to take into consideration. If
Yes.
I can sell this house, I couldn't, but if I could sell this house for $800,000, I would be responsible for capital gains because it would
Of
be
course,
over
almost the whole house
$500,000.
is gonna
Yes.
be gain.
So that's something to take into consideration. And as
Yes.
well, there's always closing, realtor
Closing
fees, closing
costs.
costs, attorney fees, um, preparing the house, staging, cleaning, repairs, things like that. That's all you have to take into consideration
Yes,
as the
because
cost
sometimes people
of selling the
forget
house.
there are costs involved in selling the
There
house.
are
Like,
costs involved. Yep.
yeah,
You don't, much less costs involved when you're selling as opposed to buying. But
but
the
there's
big
still.
one is the realtor fee. That's us.
Don't say that, Denise. They're not gonna hire.
That's us for us to do our job.
Yeah, but
Um,
still, there are costs if they're moving to a different state or if
oh,
they're moving to downsizing to a smaller
exactly.
house, then they have to pay for, you
Moving
know,
companies,
moving
packing,
company,
you know,
packing,
all that
all
kind of
that.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's something they have to consider because sometimes it's not considered in the budget of the selling of the house.
Exactly.
Another challenge that we find as real estate agents all the time when we are doing a seller's consultation is that, you love your home, you've been living in your home for many years, you have a lot of memories in your home, and of course for you has a very big value, and you want to sell your home for a lot of money, and sometimes the market is not bringing that money for the house, right?
Right. Right. Um,
Hold on, we
all
have
right,
a
we got a
comment
message.
here. Let's make a pause on our thoughts about the price of a house. We have Diane.
Yeah.
Hi.
So Diane's got a good point here. I'll read it. Um, in her experience, there should be an attorney that really looks into the finances thoroughly with you and a financial advisor,
Yes.
if the family has one, to plan accordingly. For example, irrevocable trust on the property or properties, also being joint on family or family's accounts to manage their finances if need be. There are estate sellers that are helpful. I have a great one who stages the house and is extremely reliable. Thanks, Diane. It's great
send,
information.
send it away.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's absolutely right. That's all good advice. Um, so we're talking about overestimating what your home is worth. Everybody loves their house, and everybody thinks their house is worth money, $1 million, because the guy down the block sold his house for $1 million. So that's where we come in. We advise you on market pricing, thorough analysis of your property compared to the market. But in the long run, at the end, you're the one that makes the final decision on what you want to list the house at.
Yeah, but we need to be very careful and to let people know because, for example, around the corner for me, there's a family that they're selling this house. They are asking for, I don't know, too much money, like $200 above what houses in the area are selling for. Even in this market, that it's a very crazy market and houses are selling super fast and we're getting a lot of offers, that house has been sitting forever because it's too expensive and they haven't dropped the price and they haven't done anything. But that's a family decision. So it's very important, to listen or to see whatever analysis or market analysis that we show them, because depending on that and how we price the house is how we're going to sell it, the fast or not fast that we're going to sell the house. So it's very important.
Yes, yes, you're right. So that's
Susan says, not me, Denise.
that's our job. So we prepare a market analysis,
Yes,
look at properties that have sold in the area that compare to your house, um, and decide what and present them all to you so we can make an educated decision on what to sell your
exactly.
house at. Um, we're just going to talk a little bit about the 5 factors that affect the value of your property. Um, one is price. It's based on comparable sales.
Recent sales, right?
Recent sales has to be within the last 6 months, and that's because that's what an appraiser is going to look at. The location of your property, very important.
Yes,
The
because it's
condition,
going to vary the price depending on the school district, depending on what side of town they are, and a lot of stuff. From
Yeah.
one street to the other, the price can change
Yep.
a lot.
The condition of your property. So, of course, the condition of your property affects the value, and it's going to affect the desirability of the buyers. They're going to come in
Mhm.
and look at your condition of your house. Not saying that everything has to be brand new, but that affects your price. A lot of prospective buyers make decisions based on emotion. So first
Yes.
impressions are very important.
Based
So
on
we can help
pictures
you.
too.
Yeah, we can help you optimize the physical appearance of your home to maximize buyer's perspective. Tell you, why don't you move this here? Or, there's a lot of things that you can do that won't cost you a lot of money that'll improve the look of the house. We're also going to advise you on the competition in the area, what houses are also on the market,
Mm.
and what their price are and what's going on with them, how long they've been on the market, so that you can see what's going on in the neighborhood. You want to be competitive, and you want to
Hmm.
price your home right
Yes.
and don't overprice, because like Sandra said before, if your house is sitting on the market, it's not going to attract a lot of attention.
No, you're helping others sell
Exactly.
their home because your home is going to be super expensive, and they're going to say, oh, this house compared to this other house is not bringing that value.
Exactly.
So,
Um, there's also, timing involved. We know what's going on in the market, when things are busy, when things are not. A lot of people at this time of year wait for the spring. Well, it's
hmm,
technically spring right now, but
yes.
wait for the nicer weather to list their house because they think it's nicer and the flowers are out and things like that. It's not really the best time. The best time is to list it when there's not
It's
a lot of competition
not
out
a
there.
lot of houses.
Yeah, we're seeing tons of houses come on the market these days. Then that's, you want less competition. So that's timing is a factor as well. So, out of all this stuff, you can only change two things: the price and the condition.
Hmm.
Um, you're not going to change the location, obviously.
No.
And so those are the things you can work on, and we work together with you to get the house sold.
Yay! So those are the challenges, some of the challenges. Of course, there are other challenges that maybe we forgot about them or we are not putting today in this video. What else, Denise? I'm missing.
Um, no, that's about it. If anybody has questions, they can. I see a couple of comments, but anybody has a question or a comment, you can put it in the chat. And we will be, like I said, featuring different people and diving deeper into some of these subjects in the coming weeks. We Next week we have someone that's going to join us who's going to talk about Medicaid and paying for long-term care.
Yes. No,
And
don't say because maybe we change. It's going to be a surprise next week.
oh, she's coming next
Oh,
week.
she's coming?
She's
Okay. I
coming.
thought it was good.
No, she's definitely coming next week.
Okay, good.
And
Perfect.
then
So,
we'll take it from there. Any subjects you guys want to hear,
exactly. That's what
let
I
us
was
know.
gonna say. Let us know. Leave us a comment or send us on the form that we're gonna have. We're gonna have like a little area too for comments. You can leave us a comment there or in the comments directly. You can
Yeah,
leave the comments
you could always
and
message us on Facebook.
messages. Yes, we have all our contact information in the description box. Where do they find you, Denise?
I'm right here. No.
Sit it down.
Um, so you can find me on Facebook, Instagram. I don't I don't have YouTube or Twitter, but you can find me on either Facebook or Instagram, or you can text me or email me at any time. My phone number is 631-922-5985. And
They find you as Denise Lanzarone, your local real estate agent in Instagram and Facebook, right?
yes, local. Yeah, just Google Denise Lanzarone and you'll find me. I
You
promise.
you find me on Instagram, you find me on Facebook, on YouTube, and everywhere as Sandra Roman Real Estate. Follow us, leave us our comments. If you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, ring the bell, leave the comment, share. If you're watching us on Facebook, on Denise page or my page, the same. Follow, subscribe to our channel, and I think it's just follow on Facebook, follow or subscribe to the page, whatever, and leave us your comment and share this information if it's useful for you or for someone that you know that might be useful. We're going to be here next Wednesday at the same time, 7 p.m. Join us next week. Don't leave us alone. It's going to be super interesting. It's all related to seniors. If you have a senior in your life, if you are a senior, or if you know a senior, please share. Denise, final words before we leave?
Well, we're happy if you were able to join us and or are going to watch it as a recording later on, which is great. And we appreciate the support. And have a good night.
And ta-da! Adios, amigos. Bye
Bye.
bye.